Aloha everyone, we're the Kuniʻs and we are living our best lives today, having breakfast at Carnation Cafe.
Come along with us.
Walking into Disneyland, it's our last morning. We are heading to Carnation Cafe for breakfast. It's another beautiful day. We're sad to leave. Oh, there's Donald Duck. But we are hungry.
Very crunchy. Nice fluffy egg.
Even the bun looks really good.
It's really soft. The cheese, the bacon, perfect.
Bye-bye Disneyland and bye-bye California Adventure. We are heading back to the hotel to finish packing and hit the road. All right, we are back in the room. We are fully packed. We had a really awesome breakfast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the waffle was really cute and the sandwich, the egg was so fluffy.
And it's such a shiny bun and soft. Oh,
Yeah.
it's good. It was
Plus,
good.
I feel like the location of Carnation Cafe is just, it's perfect. It's right on Main Street. Kind of get to see everyone starting their day. But yeah, we were hoping to ride the train around Disney, but the Main Street station didn't have a ramp. So that's something to note if you need wheelchair access. You'll have to try one of the other train stops. But instead we did some shopping in downtown Disney. Had to squeeze some things into our suitcase. But now we are heading to the airport. We are back in Portland.
Home sweet home.
And we are waiting for our ride because he's late.
Well, we also landed early.
Yeah,
But,
and there's
anyway.
traffic.
I'm tired. I'm
Yeah.
tired, guys. Whew, what a whirlwind. It was fun, but
Yeah, can't wait to see our doggies. Now, in this portion of the video, I'm going to be sharing our experience using D&R Mobility. If you know us or you've watched our videos from a few months ago, you will know that typically when we go to Disneyland, my mom and I are both up on our feet walking around. But in our last few videos, you may have noticed that my mom was in an electric scooter, and that is because the night before we were set to fly out to head to Disneyland, she injured herself. She injured her knee, and so she was not able to walk long distances, really more than a few steps. And so we kind of panicked and didn't know if we were even going to be able to go on that trip. But thankfully, the morning of our flight, I was able to book a reservation for an electric scooter from D&R Mobility. We have never used any sort of, mobility or disability services at Disneyland while visiting Disneyland or anything like that. So we truly had no clue what the process was, what our options were. I will say I did spend quite a bit of time that morning researching different companies that I had found that were near the Disneyland Resort, and D&R Mobility was the one that had the best reviews and also was the best priced. A lot of them were expensive, and this one I felt was more reasonably priced compared to others. And I will share that information on the screen here so you can see kind of what we paid per day. We rented it for 5 days in total. I will say the only, not even a negative, it was just something that maybe was in the fine print somewhere that we just didn't read. But it's kind of like a negative but a positive. And essentially there is an air tag that this company puts in your scooter, and we didn't realize that at first. And I did initially think on our first night that someone had slipped an air tag in our bag or something and was like trying to track us. But then I realized it's the scooter. And the reason for that is that if your scooter dies, wherever you are, even if you're in the middle of the park, the company will actually come and switch out your scooter. Like wherever you are, they will come and meet you. So that's why they need to have your location, which that I thought was really cool. But yeah, maybe it was somewhere and I missed it and didn't read it. But that is something to note in case your phone lets you know that an AirTag is following you. But yeah, that was something that was also a positive because you don't have to worry about the battery life. I will say we were in the park for upwards, probably more than 12 hours a day. And I think the lowest the battery ever got was a half charge. So nowhere near empty. The charging cord was just a standard, port. So not like you needed any special outlet in your hotel. Just the standard one will work. We plugged it in every night. It was back to full battery by the morning. Excuse me. What else? I will say it wasn't very loud. It wasn't completely silent, but there were some other people that we saw in the parks in different scooters, and they were loud scooters. Like you could hear them where they were going, which maybe you want that, but me personally, if I'm near this scooter all day long, I don't want to be hearing this like strange noise. So we liked that. Oh, another thing, we were actually staying in a hotel that was near the Disneyland Resort. And so if that's the case for you as well, the D&R Mobility will actually come and deliver your scooter directly to your hotel. So like I said, we had requested it that morning. We went to the airport, flew to California. So I would say maybe 4 to 5 hours later. And the scooter was waiting for us in the lobby of our hotel when we arrived. So that's something to note, that it's not necessarily something you have to reserve super far in advance. This was in February, a few days before Valentine's Day. So maybe not the busiest time of the year. Maybe it will get more packed during a busier time of year. But I was really impressed that we were able to book that morning and it was waiting for us as soon as we got to the hotel, which was awesome. But yeah, overall, I would definitely recommend D&R Mobility. We are not sponsored. It was just that we had a really good experience with them, and if you are someone who is curious about what options there are as far as renting electric scooters, I do know that renting from Disneyland, you know, itself is definitely pricier, and there are definitely other companies that are outside of Disney that also do rentals for electric scooters. So, you know, do your own research, but if you're looking for a recommendation, I would definitely recommend D&R Mobility. And one thing I will touch on, if you're curious about how you are able to go on rides while you are in an electric scooter or you have a wheelchair or something like that, we didn't know. And so thankfully we talked to a lot of cast members outside of each attraction that we wanted to go to, and they kind of helped us navigate how that was possible. I will say in Fantasyland, the queues in Fantasyland are very small. They are not built for any sort of wheelchair or scooter to be able to go through them. And so for those, the cast member was actually able to scan our tickets, and they gave us a return time that we could come back to that attraction, and then you enter through the exit of the ride, and you park your scooter, you know, outside, and then you just walk a few steps to the exit, and that's how we were able to go on those attractions. There are some attractions that are mobility accessible. One of those that I can think of is Rise of the Resistance. So that one you can go through the entire queue in your wheelchair or scooter. What other ones? Indiana Jones, that one also you can talk to a cast member and they will give you a return time. But overall, the cast members were very accommodating. They helped us understand kind of what the process was and, you know, where we could park the scooter. They asked questions like if she could walk short distances, if there was a need that the ride had to be evacuated, would she be able to walk up or downstairs if it was for an emergency or something like that. So definitely be prepared for those types of questions if you are gonna need to go through this process. I would say like the most challenging part in the park with the scooter was definitely trying to go into any store. I definitely have a greater appreciation now and awareness for people that are in scooters. I think you don't really realize how difficult it is to navigate a scooter or a wheelchair through a crowd until, you know, you have someone in your party that is trying to do that, or you yourself are trying to. So definitely maybe take notice of that. Don't want to get your toes run over. And one other thing I wanted to add is that there is a thing called a DAS pass, D-A-S pass. And that's something, from my understanding, you can like apply for, or you do almost like an interview with a cast member. You can do that before your trip. And that's to, I guess, have that linked on your account. And I think that's kind of a similar process to having to go up to each attraction that you want to go on and request a return time. I think it just makes it so you don't necessarily have to go to each one, maybe. Excuse me. We did not go through that process to get a DAS pass, so I don't really have a lot of information on that. But we, you know, weren't planning on this being a long-term thing. And if you're wondering, my mom is doing much better. She's not back to 100%, but she's definitely up walking around and everything now. So we're really happy about that. So for us, it's not a long-term issue, but if this is something that you feel like you need a disability accommodation, definitely check out DAS Pass on the Disneyland website, and you can find all your information on that there. And I think that's gonna do it on this video. So if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. We would love to have you here with us. Give us a like, share this video with any other Disney lovers in your life. And as always, no matter what you do or where you go, always live your best life and spread aloha like pixie dust. Thanks for watching. Bye.